In this video, I'm talking about how to bend your 3D reality at your will and manifest your wildest dreams. Let's get started. In order for you to manifest your wildest dreams, you have to understand that 3D physical reality is illusion. What do I mean by this? 3D appears to be real because it's a physical reality we live in, but deep down, the physical reality around you is made of energy, is made of all kinds of waves and frequencies. And the part that is actually visible to your eye is just a small part that represents only 0.0035%, and it's called visible light. The rest, the 99.999%, is actually invisible. It's invisible to us. Therefore, the actual 3D physical reality that is around us, that surrounds us, we cannot even perceive. We don't have ability to perceive it. And yet, we are still convinced that the physical reality appears solid and it is the way it is. And here is the problem. In order for you to bend reality, you have to understand that it's all about the frequency game. It's all about the energetics. It's not solid. It's not solid because, you know this by now, 99.9999% of reality is actually empty space. Deep down on subatomic level, it's actually empty space. And you cannot even perceive what is around you. So when you think about it, 3D appears solid and therefore it's illusion because it's not solid. Neville Goddard is talking about the 4D. Dr. Joe Dispenza is talking about 5D, quantum field, the place where all potentials coexist in this moment. In order for you to bend reality, you have to understand that what you put your attention on create and manifest the outcome. So it starts with understanding that in order to change your 3D experience, you need to actually stop wasting time going outside of you and turn inside of you instead. It's about the inner work. And you already know this, therefore you are watching my channel. The inner work is all about understanding that where your attention goes is where the energy flows. And you know by now that you create with energy. This is frequency game. Why? Because you can only manifest what you embody in this moment. So if you want to manifest new relationship, you have to embody the frequency of love in this moment. If you want to manifest more wealth and money, you have to embody the frequency of wealth and abundance in this moment. If you want to manifest freedom, you need to feel free in this moment. It's about embodying the frequency because the world outside of you, as we already discussed, is going to reflect who you are because you are the one who is that frequency. You're dictating the frequency by the way you think, by the way you feel, and by the way you behave as a result of that. It comes down to putting attention in the right place. Here is the problem. When you put your attention to the 3D physical reality, because you think it's solid and you think it's a proof that this is how it is, you put your attention to your bank account and your bank account does not look the way you want in order to feel abundant, you are literally leaking that creative power. You're literally leaking that energy because you are buying into that illusion. In order for you to actually change that physical reality, you need to change the frequency inside of you. So the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you perceive you, your identity, your self-concept, right now in this moment. And as a result of that, how do you feel about the number in the bank account? Therefore, ignoring what is essential because by ignoring what is, you're basically signaling to the field that I am creating my own reality and it doesn't really impact me what is, because I know what is a result of my past identity who created this outcome. So it's not impacting me. Your attention needs to be focused on the thing you want to create with alignment of what you want to create instead of what you don't want to create. Most people think about things they don't want to create. Therefore, they complain, therefore, they gossip, therefore, they are negative, and so on. Because they put attention on what is, on that outcome, on that effect. But the problem is they're forgetting that they are the root cause, not the outside physical reality. Not the outside physical reality. And they pay attention to what is, and because of that, they are in the loop, reaction loop. They react to what is, right? Lack of money, no love, no freedom, and so on. And because they react to it, they constantly bring it back. And they feel the same. They feel the same because they are not mastering the new frequency. They are constantly putting attention to that old frequency. And this old frequency represents your old identity. It represents your old self. It represents old you. It represents old programming or old belief system, and so on. And so you, in order to break this cycle of paying attention to what is, which is the 3D physical illusion, you have to withdraw that attention from this physical reality and put it into that invisible field. That invisible field is actually quantum field, as Dr. Joe Dispenza says, which is 5D. Neville Goddard is talking about the invisible field as 4D, which is where your imagination lies. Quantum field. As you put attention to quantum invisible, the field that you are not able to perceive with your senses, because we already discussed why, as you put attention to this field, as you do that through your imagination, as you are tapping into this field through your imagination, and you are literally imagining the life of your dreams, you are literally activating that new reality, new potential in the field. Now, that is not enough. What we need to do, we need to combine that thought with elevated emotion. Why? Because feeling is the secret, as Neville Goddard says, or Dr. Joe Dispenza is talking about. Combine the thought with the elevated emotion and create a state, and that's how you're going to lock in that new possibility, and you're going to draw it into you. We need to combine it with the emotion, because just thought alone would not create your new reality. In order for you to bend the reality, you have to combine that thought with emotion that is already here. You are already experiencing it. That is how you are literally activating your heart's power. And your heart is 60 times more powerful than the electric signal that is sent by your brain. So as you are signaling with your thoughts to the field what you want to create, the new reality, as you are feeling into it in your heart, you are literally creating electromagnetic field around your body that is going to be responsible for bending your reality. Why? Because it cannot be any other way. As you match the frequency of the thing you want to manifest, the physical reality will adjust according to your will and according to your feeling. Therefore, the feeling is the secret. Without the feeling, you cannot manifest the physical reality as you desire, which is very important. So first thing is to realize, where am I putting my attention? Second is to understand that 3D is illusion and I can tap into this invisible field anytime I choose to. And I choose with my new thought, new reality of my choice. And then as I connect with my heart and I'm feeling the emotion, as Dr. Joe, he's talking about the elevated emotion. Essentially, this means that you're tuning into your heart and you're feeling it like you're already experiencing it. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And you are feeling it as it's already here, not one day. Because again, let me remind you, you only manifest what you represent. So you got to represent the energy, the frequency in this moment. How do you represent the frequency? You represent the frequency when you know it's here. How do you know it's here? Because you feel it. When you feel it, you have the certainty it's here. You represent the frequency. And number 3 is to detach from the outcome when you come back to 3D. And open yourself to be guided, because as you do this work, you will be guided. And this is the next step, is to understand you have to take aligned action. Aligned action means that you are acting according to that new image, new version of you, who is already experiencing that life of your dreams. So when you get the inspiration to do certain things, go somewhere, talk to someone, invest somewhere, you act, which is very important, because many people, they get stuck at these first two steps. They change the attention, they go to the invisible field, they tap into the potential, then they feel it, they do the affirmation or different techniques, and then they don't act. Why they don't act? Because they are in fear. That is how you know if you truly embody the frequency. Because if you truly embody the frequency, there is no fear, because there is certainty. There is the knowingness that it's coming to me. In fact, there is a gratitude that, yep, it's coming. I know that. And therefore, I'm acting this way. And some people might call it risky. Some people might call it crazy. Some people might call it, you are completely delusional. Yes, but you know that it's coming. And therefore, you're taking that aligned action with that new self, not the old one, the new one. And that's exactly how you will bend your reality. If you want to go deeper, I have a brand new upcoming program. This is private VIP mentorship with me called Embodied Woman. You can put your name on a wait list. There's going to be a link below. We're going to be launching soon, and your life will completely shift and transform in 6 weeks. So more information I'm going to be posting in description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.